My name's Tay. I'm the owner and designer of Brooklyn Park. What is up, y'all? I hope everyone is well. I just really hit this slump in my life where I am over everything. It's so hard to describe, but I just feel like I've been grinding and hustling and pushing for what feels like years, and my body and my brain is like, I've had enough. I've been dealing with like panic and anxiety since the year began, and I've never, all 32 years of my life, I've never suffered with panic and anxiety. And I think it's just a signal that my brain is tired and I've had enough. So as excited as I was about the spring launch and just really getting into the nitty gritty of everything, immediately after that, I was like, I need a break. So I have been a little bit more quiet on social media. I have not been recording because it just doesn't feel authentic. I've still been working, but I'm really trying to emphasize rest and how important that is, because I cannot be the best version of myself if I am not the best version of myself. Sounds so weird, but it's so true. I've just really tried to prioritize rest, and it's something that's biblical, and it's something that I find really challenging just because I am a person that likes to have control over everything, which also goes against what the word says. So I'm just really struggling in this season, and I'm just going to be open and transparent with that. I, however, feel a big shift happening in my life. In my relationship, we've just gone through some things the past couple of weeks that we had to handle privately, and maybe someday I'll be open to talking about that, but not yet. So that really took a lot of mental strain on me as well, and him. But yeah, I feel like I'm slowly coming back to life here. I feel like I'm getting my creative rhythm back, and I'm really excited and so grateful for that, because that's just kind of like a scary place to be when like your whole, I don't want to say job because I don't look at Brooklyn Park as a job, but when like your whole identity is wrapped around being creative and creating something new and not having that, I was like, what am I gonna do? I slowly tried to implement like different things in my business, like taking over some of the social media just so that I can have a more clear vision and maybe get a little spark again. I have forced myself out of the house just to try to do different things. I'm just really trying to get back to the center of who I am and what this brand looks like for me, and how I can take what's in my head and share it with the world. I don't know that enough brand owners talk about how much of a struggle it can be to just like form the identity of your brand. It doesn't just, all the thoughts in your head don't just come together in one night and you're like, okay, here it is. It takes some time to kind of formulate it, because as my brand is changing, I'm also changing. So the person that started this brand is not the person that is running this brand now. So my desires change, my creativity changes, the things that I want this brand to represent change. So I think that's kind of the beauty of it, is as this brand continues to grow, you see the evolution of Taylor as well, and I think that's really important. So right now I'm actually designing some jeans, so I kind of wanted to show you all, because this is just part of the process that I don't really document that much, but I feel like I should, because I think it's something that people are going to want to see. So design is not something that I went to school for. It is self-taught. I literally started with just like taking garments that I liked and sketching them out on Adobe Illustrator, just kind of the outline of it. And then slowly over time, I've kind of just started curating these pieces myself without having to sketch over something. I do feel like that's important though, if you're just starting out, like draw over something, sketch over something, because then you at least have the template and like the structure of the flat lay prior to, and then you can kind of tweak it and make it your own. So I have this pair of pants that I wear all the time, and I'm quite obsessed with them. I get compliments on them all the time, but I'm like, I wish they had BP on them. I wish they were Brooklyn Park. So I'm kind of taking something that I absolutely love and a piece that I wear all the time and reworking it to be BP. I found a denim manufacturer, which I'm new to this. I know cottons, but denim is something that's going to be interesting, so I'm quite excited to just see this. So I kind of just wanted to take you all on the journey of what it looks like in creating a piece, kind of start to finish. So today is June 1st. It's probably going to take a while to get a sample, and then it's definitely going to take a while to get production made. And y'all, I'm just going to be so honest with you. I'm just going to come out with pieces that I like until I have an idea of like collections and everything else, just because this brand is just starting. I'm doing new things. I'm trying new things. I'm testing new fabrics. I'm finding new suppliers. I have my OG that I work with, but I want to try other people and new techniques and find new things. So I'm really excited to make a pair of pants. So I'm going to take you all on this little journey with me so I can show you this process and how I do everything. So first off, this is the pair of pants that I have. It is like a gray washed jean, and actually they really don't fit me anymore, so that's kind of why I want to create this. Because your girl been, I was just about to say working out, but that was a lie. Your girl been losing weight. Maybe stress related, but as my boyfriend says, a goal is being accomplished, whether it's healthy or not. It is healthy. I'm not doing anything crazy, but he just told me one day, I was like, yeah, I'm losing weight and I'm not really in the gym. And he was like, well, at least you're achieving your goals. And I was like, it's kind of a messed up way to look at it, but you're right. So anyway, these pants don't fit me anymore, but this is what they look like. And they have crosses all over them. And I absolutely love them. And I just get compliments on them all the time. So I'm going to make a BP version. So the BP version is going to have similar crosses, but I'm also going to have the BP where certain crosses are. I think it's totally okay to find a piece that inspires you and make it your own. That's what fashion is all about. I really, really, really dislike people that is like, where's the originality? This is where creativity comes from. You see something that you like and then you just make it your own. Like, that doesn't make me unoriginal. So yeah, don't believe people that tell you that, because I can always see something and figure out how I want to make it different or change it or make it better. And that's what this process is all about. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So I will show you the sketch that I have already done, and now I'm going to measure everything out and then put that all into a tech pack. So the start is find your inspiration, whatever that may be. Mine for me is this pair of pants that I own. And then I sketch everything out, place everything the way that I want it to be, and then I start marking all of the measurements. I try to be as detailed as possible with measurements. Like, I'm even going to get as detailed as like the spacing, how big the crosses and the BPs should be, how thick the waistband is, like you just want to be as detailed as possible, especially when working with a new supplier, just so that they know everything. I kind of made that mistake before, and I just gave them like a chest and the length, and then I get it back and the arms are weird, the neckline's weird, everything else. So it's just something I've learned as I've done this for the past few years. Is just the more information, the better, like even down to like the pocket depth and how wide like please just be as detailed as possible, because your sample will reflect that. So yeah, let me show you the sketch so far. So far, this is the sketch. So I have the crosses mixed with the BP, and then on the back, we've got BP on one pocket and the crosses on the other. So this is where I start, is just with the sketch. And then you can see these red lines here. Those red lines indicate what I'm going to measure. So we've got the bottom opening here, we've got the front rise, we have the waistband, we have like the depth of the pocket, we have the actual waistband itself, and then the length of it, and then we have the inseam here. So that is what I'm going to do next. And then I have a tech pack that I put all this stuff into. I have my own layout that I created myself, so I'll just kind of share that with you, because I like to share. So then this is what the tech pack looks like. So I have my first page here, which is just kind of like the build of measure, right? So I've got what I'm calling the style, what collection I want it to be a part of, what the fabric is going to be, a description of it. And then this box here is for the swatch. So I'll like print this off, put it on my board. And then when the manufacturer sends me the swatch, I'll put it there. I also have a spot for costing and what the retail is going to be. I have the sketch here, followed by where all of the measurements are going to be. I'm going to switch this sketch out for the one with the red lines. I'm just kind of placing things for now. And then I've got all of my spaces here. So I fill those in with everything that I'm going to measure. And then I give the measurement next to it, followed by what sample size I want. I then have a piece for the artwork. So what the artwork is going to look like, what application it's going to be. For this one, it's going to be embroidery, what the color is, and then what the sizing is. And then down here, I just have a sketch of both of them with just some little details that I want to call out. This is especially important if you don't have it necessarily like written up here. You want to call out specific things here like hem, trims, materials again, and then just any detailed notes. And then here I just have my inspiration picture just so the manufacturer can see kind of the style and the vibe that I'm going for. And then last but not least, color. So this was something that I actually never had until like last week. I never really put my color swatches on there because I figured, oh, if you have a picture, you have the PNG file of the artwork, we're fine. However, I just got some samples back and the color is not at all the color that the PNG file is supposed to be. So there was a little discrepancy there with the supplier when it came to the actual graphic itself. So I was like, Taylor, why don't you have color on your tech pack? So I added color to the tech pack. I have the, I think it's like CMYK. Did I say it? Yeah, CMYK. Wow, yeah. Good memory. I have the CMYK. I also have the RGB color as well as just like the Adobe color that pops up. And then I just put it in a little swatch. So that's super, super, super important. I cannot suggest that enough if you're building out your own tech pack. This is actually the part of the design process that I absolutely love. I love putting the tech pack together and like actually sketching it out. I feel as though Brooklyn Park is going to continue to grow and get bigger. This is still what I want to be in charge of because I just find this to be so fun. Just sketching everything out and putting it together. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to measure some pants that I currently have that I like the fit of. I'm obviously going to make this sample size to my size so that when I get them, I can test the fit and feel how it is. For my men's, I always do everything in a size large. Because I'll have my friends or my boyfriend try it on and then they're my fit models. So yeah, I find large to be like an average men's size. So that's what I use for my men's stuff. I always do a large. Plus I like that oversized fit for me if I ever want to wear the sample. So yeah, this is kind of the process. I'm going to sketch it out, put the tech pack together, and then I'm going to send this over to the manufacturer and start the sample process. So that's what I'm doing this evening. I got to finish editing this YouTube video so I can put the second one up. It's been a couple of weeks since the first one went up, and this is literally my first time recording. I tried to record last week, and again, I just was not mentally there. So I will take you along with me for the week. It is the first week of June, so I'm just really, really trying to get myself back to who I am, what inspires me, what fuels me. My man is gone for the next 2 weeks, so your girl is a solo dolo. So yeah, kind of when he's away, I just feel like I can really focus. Not that he's a distraction to me by any means. If not, it's the other way around. I'm needy. But I just know that he is off, safe, and fine. So yeah, I just find that these times that he's away, I can just really focus on Taylor and just really get back to who I am. Even though I miss my boo and I love you and I can't wait for you to come back home. Right, so while he's off playing cowboy, I'm gonna be designer. Caesar, what are you doing? Hi, Papa. So yeah. Sorry I've been MIA. Thank you all for supporting my channel and just being here with me to support it. I just really want to show you all the different sides of Brooklyn Park and all the different sides of me and what I experience and what I go through just as a girl out here on this earth, living it for the first time, and trying to make something of it. So yeah, happy Sunday, and I'll see y'all this week. Hey y'all. I started opening up a sample and I was like, I should probably record this. So this is stuff that Testing with a new supplier, just based off of the images. I already know that I'm not going to go forward with one of the shirts because they just can't get the applique to look the way I want it to, which is this one. But first, this is what's most important because I have people waiting on this shirt. I switched suppliers from the first one that bought it, so I'm having another supplier remake it. So let's just see what it looks like. Wow, this actually feels really nice. So this is the Archangel shirt. New supplier. Look, this fabric feels incredible. It feels so good. This is not quite the same. Here, let me grab my other one and I'll show you. Okay, so this is my original one from the first factory. The fabric is just a little bit more coarse, if that's the word. It just feels like rougher and harder. This one feels like butter. Like it feels so freaking good. The logo looks pretty good comparatively. Just stitching is slightly different, but I'm not mad at that. Then the cuff is a little bit different as well. However, I actually prefer this one because it actually, so you can see, here's my original one, and see how the seam is exposed like that? This is the new factory, and they hid the seam, so it's an invisible seam. And you see it on the inside. Hence a better quality! Actually really, really like this. Sometimes, and this is the cool part about like learning as you go. I told you guys before, I did not go to school for fashion design. It's just something I've learned over time. But sometimes you have happy accidents, and I'm so grateful that this actually happens to me more often than the opposite way. This is the original drawing that I've had for a few years now. And then this is kind of like the 2.0 version, and I really, really like the way that this version turned out. Apart from the logo just looking a little pixelated, they probably just stretched it out, so I'll just have to give them a different file for that. But otherwise, it's really, really nice. Like, I really like the way that it turned out. I really like how the stitching on the front is not exposed, which gives it just more of like a higher quality look. I'm really impressed with this, so that's really good. That's a yay, so I'm gonna sign off on that. Now this one, y'all, oh, I was so excited for this because it was like a girl shirt that I wanted to make. Poppy, what are you doing? My dog is like rolling around on the floor. Hey, are you okay? Come here. Oh, y'all, he's making me nervous because his movements were weird. Are you okay, Papa? Woo! Anyway, back to what I was saying. This one, it's not horrible. The execution could probably be a little bit better, but it's not, yeah, it's shit. I'm just gonna, it's not good. So it's a crop top. I'm just gonna show y'all. It's a crop top. However, this applique is supposed to look nicer, and as you can see, it just looks like a first grader did it. No shade to them. I think it's just a new technique that they're not used to. Fabric is good. They got the color right. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this applique. I'm just gonna try another factory and see if they can get it better. And one thing, I will leave you all with this, and then I got some work to do. Never take no for an answer. And I say that because currently the factory I'm working with, OG, my Nancy, love her to death. However, they can't get something done that I want them to do. It's on a product that I'm working on, and they're like, oh, well, if you change your logo to this, no, this is the logo I want it to be. I've seen it done on other applications before. I know that it's possible. So if that ever happens, just continue to work with other factories that actually have the technical skills to do that. Some factories just don't have the technical skills, and that's okay. They might be really good at one thing and not so good at another thing. And I've just realized that my OG factory, they just cannot implement like very intricate signature details, which is totally okay, but other factories can. So this is just, again, sometimes you're gonna have to pay money to do this. I paid $100 for this sample and it's not at all what I want, nor will I ever wear it. But you know, it is what it is. I say all that to say, sometimes factories just are not going to do what you want them to do, and it's not going to look the way that you want it to look. So try another factory. Guess what? I'm just going to have to postpone that specific item to another launch, which is why I'm not holding myself to launching massive collections at a time, because even though this would have matched everything else that I'm releasing, I can still release it when I find somebody that can produce it the way that I want it done. So I don't half-ass anything. I want it all to look the way that I envision it in my head, and if they can't do it, I'll find somebody else to. So just like this factory, they can't do this, so I'll find somebody else to. So yeah, that is part of the sample process and what I'm looking at and what I envision for myself in this brand. So yeah, I got a couple other samples the other day actually, but I don't want to share those just yet because those are going to be part of my fall drop, and I just don't want to expose that yet. But it's 2 t-shirts for the guys. Okay, I'll show you a little bit. Hold on. All right, so I'll show you just a quick little sample. So this is going to be a kind of just like a signature tee style, right? I think I finally have like the perfect measurement for like the perfect t-shirt. And now this one, it was intended for summer, but I don't know if it's going to make it, so it'll probably make late summer. But I really, really, really like the quality of this. This is a new factory I've been working with in Vietnam. The colors are not exactly what I want them to be, but I'm still gonna show you all. I don't know if I want to show you. I'll show you anyway, whatever. So this is the t-shirt. It is a more lightweight t-shirts. And this one is actually 100% organic cotton. So that's another reason why I wanted to move some stuff over to Vietnam, because I just wanted softer, more buttery fabrics. And Vietnam can supply that. So yeah, kind of going with this little snake theme. I hope you guys like it. But yeah, a lot of moving parts, a lot of samples coming through, stuff that I'm really excited to share with you all. And it's just so, like, sampling is my favorite part of this process, because it's where I get to see like my sketches come to life, and I just think that it's like so freaking cool. And this is the fun part about this. So yeah, that's the sample process.
All right, y'all. So I did say I was going to document the process of creating these pants from start to finish. So now that I have everything sketched out, I have a pair of Levi jeans that I just absolutely love the fit of. So since I'm still new at this, this is how I get all of my design measurements, how I want them to be. It's a little bit more challenging with the men's stuff just because like I don't have somebody to measure all the time. I try to go based off of my boyfriend's measurements, but he's very tall and very skinny, so it's a little bit more of a challenge. However, these are girl jeans, so I'm going to measure a pair of Levi's that I have that I absolutely love. So like I was kind of describing before, you want to do the waist, the inseam, how I do the thigh, the hem, the spacing in between the belt loops. Like you really want to measure absolutely everything so that you leave zero margin for error. So that's what I'm going to do now, is just measure everything and just add it to my tech pack so that I can get the sample to look the way that I want it. So yeah. Also, some people know their inseam. I have no idea what my inseam is. So I just know I'm a tall, a tall girl. And if you don't know what inseam is, it's from like your crotch to your ankle or wherever you want the pants to sit. And I'd recommend doing this on a flatter surface. I don't know why I'm shouting. I'd recommend doing this on a flatter surface. Excuse me, Caesar. I would recommend doing this on a flatter surface, but I don't have a flatter surface other than my counter, and I don't want to put my pants on the counter. So I'm just gonna measure it on my bead. And I'm just gonna notate it on my tech pack as I go. Also, I do manufacture in Asia, both Vietnam as well as China. So I put all of my measurements into centimeters. I don't know if some manufacturers in Asia prefer them in inches. It's more of an American thing. So I do make sure that I send all of them in centimeters. I do the conversion because I've done it before where I measured in inches and they tried to do the conversion and it just did not go the way I wanted it to. So I do the conversion myself. I have this great tape measure that has both inches and centimeters on one side. So I always just put everything in centimeters. Yeah. I'm teaching you guys so much this episode. I love this. This is actually really fun. Okay. Next, I'm going to measure the front rise. So front rise would be from like where you want it to sit to the crotch. So sometimes if you want high-waisted pants, it's going to be higher. If you want like hip pants, then you want it lower. The name escaped. Hip huggers is what my generation called them. So I'm going to measure from the bottom of the waistband to the top of the crotch, like where I want it to sit. And the only reason I don't include the waistband is because I do the waistband measurements separately. I always keep the waistband and the hem measurements outside of everything that I do because I give those measurements separately. So if you want it to be from the top of the waistband to the crotch, then you just notate that on your tech pack. But for me personally, I leave the waistband and the hem always out of it. So I will measure, I guess I can show you. This is the waistband. I will start from the bottom part of the waistband and then go all the way to the crotch. Guess what, y'all? I'm not a professional at this. I've just kind of self-taught myself. So if you're an actual fashion designer and you tell me what I'm doing is wrong, this is what works for me. So thanks. And then now you do the back rise. So the back rise would be like from the bottom of that crotch part to where you want it to sit on the back. So just think of the opposite side. And yes, believe it or not, they are not the same size. Sometimes you got big old booty girls like me that need a little bit more, you know, room in the back for the baddie. I'm in a good mood today, can y'all tell? Okay, again, I'm gonna go from the bottom of the waistband to the crotch on a bit because I'm not. Okay, so I've got the inseam, the front rise, the back rise. Now I'm gonna do the thigh. So I always do the thigh because some sizes don't understand. So the thigh I'm going to do is going to be like right about where my thigh sits. Because sometimes if you go down, it tapers, it gets smaller. So I'm going to do exactly where my thigh would sit, just so that they know how wide I need it. And I go from seam to seam. Levi's measurements are very accurate. So as I'm doing this, I'm just finding it funny because it's like right on the nose. I wonder if they manufacture in China because it's in centimeters, not inches. Y'all be hating on China manufacturing, but some of your favorite retailers produce in China. Let's see. Pakistan. Pretty much the same. Okay, so now I did the thigh. So now I'm going to do the outside. So from this is where I'm actually going to measure the waistband. So I'm going to do from the very top of the waistband to the very bottom of the hem at the bottom. See that little about ½ inch right there? That's the hem. So now I'm going to do the whole lot side. And again, I indicate this on my tech pack that I say includes hem and waistband. Y'all, I'm actually surprised how accurate these are just because when you wash denim, it like shrinks and stuff, you know? So they probably pre-washed this before they made it. Okay, now I'm going to measure the bottom hem as well as the opening at the bottom. I think the hem is only about, yeah, it's 1 centimeter, which is ½ inch. After a while, you get kind of good at this, just eyeballing it. Now I'm going to do the bottom opening, which again is from seam to seam. Waistband. So these pants, the waistband is actually like, the waist is a little bit too big for me since I've been losing weight. So actually I'm going to make it just slightly smaller than what it measures because I want it to fit my waist a little bit better. So waistband, they do circumference. However, I'll do half of the circumference and then obviously let them calculate it because when they cut it, they will cut the whole circumference and then attach it, but I give them half of it and I let them know that it's just half a circumference. Y'all, my man just sent me the sweetest text. He says, I seriously could look at you all effing day. So sweet. Love him. He's away on a military mission and I miss him. So I'll be sending him cute pics of myself so he doesn't forget what I look like. Okay. And for this, I'm gonna do like where the seams are at the end and do the back side of it. The seams are on the sides, I should have said that a little weird. Which is perfect because like kind of when you lay the jeans out, like that's what you will measure. I'm just gonna do 2 centimeters just because I don't really know what that will look like. It'll probably still be too big, but I fear it being too short, so I'd rather have it just be a smidge tighter versus too tight and your girl can't breathe. Okay, so now I'm gonna do like little tertiary stuff. So I'm gonna do like how deep I want the pocket, how big I want the belt loops, just kind of that stuff. And I'm not gonna record it because I don't wanna keep kneeling here. So yeah, that's kind of just how I now measure something. I take a garment that I actually have and that I actually like, get the measurements on here, and then I tweak as I get the samples. If something's too big, too small, then I tweak it as I go. So yeah, now I'm gonna measure all the tertiary stuff and finish putting this deck back together.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. So I'm super excited today. I think I keep talking about this and I've been saying it on my social channel, but I'm just at a phase in my life where the things that I used to enjoy doing, I don't enjoy doing anymore. And I don't know what I like to do or what fuels me or gets me excited. I feel like I'm in this metamorphosis phase, as my therapist would describe it, of like truly the caterpillar becoming the butterfly. And in that, it's just like, wow, I don't like to eat the same things anymore. I don't like to do the same things anymore. So I'm just kind of on this journey of discovering different things that I actually enjoy doing. Yesterday I went to SCAD, which is the Savannah College of Art and Design, and they have this really cool like immersive experience about their SCAD story. I got me a little SCAD tea, so I really like this. But yeah, so that was kind of cool, just stepping out of my comfort zone, going to the city, which I normally don't like to do. So that was just a cool experience. And today, y'all, I am going to, I think it's called Cowgirl Up Stables, which is about 2 hours north of where I live in Georgia, and I'm gonna go horseback riding. I've never been horseback riding in my whole 32 years of living. My boyfriend has horses and I always ask him to take me, but it just doesn't work, and his horses be wild and he's like, I'm not putting you on that. So I'm gonna go by myself. He's away, and now is the perfect time for me to just discover all of these things that I actually truly enjoy, and hopefully I do enjoy it. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I woke up early on a Saturday, just excited about that, and I'm gonna take you along with me if I'm able to record. I wasn't able to record at SCAD Store yesterday, so I was a little bummed about that, but hopefully I'll be able to record today. I'll definitely get the farm and my little road trip and everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna go on like a little solo road trip, going to enjoy some horseback riding and just see what else the farm has. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, bye. All right, so I am headed to the stables right now. It's about an hour and a half away from my house, and they want you to show up 45 minutes early to get you suited and booted. So we are on the way. Good old Georgia. Market that I'm eating at. I got me a little pulled pork sandwich and some fries and some potato salad. It is so cute over here in Michigan. Little mountainside market. It's so stinking cute, and it's so pretty up here. Super excited for this. orchard down the street. So I came here, and I've actually been here before. So being here again is kind of cool, but I'm gonna give me a little drinky drink and buy some apple stuff. So they have really good donuts apparently, but I need a beverage after all that. So we're going here first. Trying some apple cider. Adult cider. That's really good. Y'all, so I have not been drinking just because I just don't like the way that it makes me feel. I don't like everything that happens afterwards. But it's a nice hot day. Worked up a sweat on that horse. So I'm just gonna have me a little cider and just enjoy my little day date to myself. Y'all, I actually really enjoy this. Obviously, I wish Bay was here, but well, he's off saving the world. I'll ride horses and drink beer. Y'all, they have these camels. Cashmere is my love. Y'all, this was such a fun and random day. Look at this. They have like a little winery over here too. Like, how stunning is this? But now your girl's gonna head back home to my dog, get some food because I am super hungry. I really want some sushi, so I think I'm gonna go get some sushi. But yeah, all in all, it was a fun and successful day. I'm excited about my new little hobbies. And excited to try these little donuts I got. I swear people look at me crazy when I'm recording, but I don't care. Catch you later. Good morning. It is Sunday, so y'all know what that means. It's time for church. This car be beeping so many times. We're headed to church this morning. I am doing content today, just so I got my cameras. Yeah, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Let's go get this coffee and get to church. Okay, bye. All right, y'all, spend the day with me at church. I am currently gonna help Ebony set up the signs, and then I'm on content today. What is up, y'all? I'm still trying to edit this YouTube video. For the first video, I had paid an editor to do it, and he is absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to Justin. However, I don't have a Justin budget right now. All of my extra funds just go into continuing to put out new product for my business. So I've been sat here, well, not just sat here, but I've been trying to edit this vlog for weeks now. I think I told you I was kind of going just through some things in my life, and so I just kind of took a step back from my business, but I feel myself getting a little bit more grounded. I feel my spark is coming back, so I'm really just trying to put the time and energy into editing this vlog. But y'all, this stuff is no joke. Like, trying to just sit here and edit. By the way, y'all will see me sat here a lot. I just like to sit in the little nook of my couch. But y'all, editing this vlog has just been taking me forever because I'm a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. I'm actually finding this, like, I really, really enjoy this part of it. Anything that I get to create, I just love, but having to go through all the content is a lot, and then you cut out the parts that you don't necessarily want to have. So it can just be a lot. So I'm just sat here today doing that. I've actually got a meeting in about an hour, so I'm going to try to get as much done before that happens. It's just been a busy week with work. I'm traveling next week again for work. Just a lot of, it's really, really hard to balance a business while also working full time. So just trying to get it in where I fit in, just focused on strategy, just continuing to build out my community. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. So I'm gonna get back to editing this vlog, and I will talk to y'all soon.